Today's class is going to be loosely based on the Ashtanga primary series, but we're going to hop right to it. We're going to start off with some sun salutations. So start at the top of your mat. You want to start into Tadasana. So toes together, heels slightly apart. You want the sides of your feet to be parallel to the sides of your mat. Sit up nice and tall, crown of the head's reaching towards the sky, shoulders. Bring them up towards your ears and then just relax them down your back. Arms at your side, palms facing in. And we're going to move through 3 sun salutations. So 3 sun A, Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe bend your knees on this first one. Inhale, lift your chest. On an exhale, plant your hands. You can bend your knees here, step back with the right foot followed by the left. Maybe come down to your knees on this first one and gently lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, maybe take a cobra here or upward facing dog. Exhale, push up through tabletop, downward facing dog. So we kind of modified that first one just as we warm up. Feel free to give it a full sun A on your next go round. But maybe bend into your knees here, pedal it out. And start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. We're connecting our breath and our movement during this practice. Come up onto the balls of your feet, bend into your knees, right foot steps up, followed by left, chest lifts. Exhale, forward fold, maybe knees are bent. Inhale, rise on up to standing, arms come up overhead. Exhale, hands at your side. We'll do 2 more sun A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back, then followed by the right, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. That's all on an exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. So we hold downward facing dog for 5 breaths. So it's a great opportunity to make any little adjustments here. Maybe take a look at your hands. Fingertips are spread wide. Palms are pressing firmly into the floor. Keep your forearms lifted. Shoulder blades are spread across your back. Keeping your hips lifted, driving your heels down towards the floor. Hold it here. On an inhale, bend into your knees, step your left foot up, followed by your right, chest lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms up overhead. And exhale, hands at your side. We'll do 1 more sun salutation, sun A. Do this at your own pace. Connect your breath and your movement. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, plant your hands. Feel free to hop it back. Inhale for upward facing dog and exhale, downward facing dog. Hold it here. Shift your gaze towards your navel. Really engage your thighs. Your inner thighs feel like they're pushing back, driving back. How's your breath? Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Hold it here. After that 5th exhale, inhale, jump up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands at your side. So now we'll move through 3 sun B. Surya Namaskara B. It's slightly different. There's a warrior A involved in it. So just follow along if you're not familiar, but we are going to start off with Utkatasana. So Feet together, ankles together, knees together. Bend your knees, sit low. Arms come up overhead. Maybe palms touch, maybe not. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, jump back, lower down. Inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward, arms reach up. Exhale, plant your hands, step the right foot back, take it through Vinyasa. Left foot steps up, spin the back foot flat, arms reach up, warrior A. Exhale, plant your hands. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold it, 5 breaths. It can be a little tricky at first, connecting your breath and your movement, but just give it some time. The next thing you know, it will become like second nature. If your heels aren't meeting the mat, that is fine, but I want you to work on feeling that sensation, like you're really trying to press your heels down, straighten through your legs. If your hamstrings are tight, you can always bend into your knees and press your chest towards your thighs. On your next inhale, we're going to jump up. Chest lifts. Exhale, fold. And then we're going to bend into our knees, Utkatasana. Come on up to standing, arms at your side. All right, 2 more. Inhale, bend your knees, sit low. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chest lifts, and then exhale, plant your hands, step it back or jump back. Inhale, up. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. Step the right foot through, spin the back foot flat, arms reach up. Exhale, plant your hands, step that right foot back, take it through Vinyasa. Left foot steps forward, back foot spins flat, rise up, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, plant your hands, lower down. Inhale. And exhale. All right, continue to hug your belly in. Keep those thighs engaged. Keep your forearms lifted. Shoulder blades are spread across your back. You want this inner part of your elbow to point forward. On your next inhale, bend into your knees, jump up. Chest lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, arms up. And exhale, hands at your side. Last one. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, plant those hands, jump back, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale back. Downward facing dog, right foot, step it forward. Plant your hands, step your foot back, lower down. Inhale. And exhale. Left leg, step it forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, plant your hands, step that left foot back, take it down. Inhale up. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Take a look at your hands. They should be about shoulder width. Feet should be about hip width distance. If your shoulders are coming up, crowding your ears, relax your shoulders away from your ears. 2 more breaths here. And on your next inhale, bend into your knees, jump up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit low, Utkatasana. And exhale, come on up, arms at your side. All right, we're going to move into a couple of forward folds, Padangusthasana and Padahastasana. So take a little hop, feet hip-width distance, hands at your waist. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at your hips. Reach down, grab your big toe with your index finger. Thumb goes on top. Straighten through your arms on an inhale. On an exhale, start to forward fold, bending your elbows. You want your elbows to point out to the sides. If this is a little tight on your hamstrings, you can bend into your knees and let your lower ribs rest on your thighs. If you're working on straightening your legs, really engage your thighs to help release the hamstrings. It's going to help you move a little deeper into the fold. But be gentle. Just meet your max. Don't push past it. Shoulders are relaxed away from your ears. Holding it here. On an inhale, you're going to straighten through your arms and lift your chest. Then release your hands. Slide your hands under your feet, so that your toes are resting at your wrist crease. Maybe move your toes, give your hands a little massage. Inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, forward fold. Again, engage your thighs. It's going to help to release your hamstrings. Keep your spine nice and flat. Depending on where you're at today, you might have your nose tucked between your shins, or maybe your chest is still slightly lifted. Just feel a nice stretch on those hamstrings. Crown of the head's reaching towards the floor. If you're deep in that fold, belly's squeezing in. On your next inhale, straighten through your arms, lift your chest. Exhale, release your hands, bring your hands to your waist, and on an inhale, come on up to standing nice and slow. And then we're going to hop our feet back together. Arms at your side, Tadasana. All right, we're going to take a step out to the left, a big step. Left toes are going to point to the back of your mat. You want your right foot turned in so that your toes are turned in about a 45-degree angle. Arms extend to the front and back of your mat. Take your right hip, kind of push it back slightly as you reach your left hands forward over your left leg. And once you've met your edge, go ahead and release your hands down. Your left hand goes down, right hand reaches up. Maybe you put your hand on a block here. You can also grab for your big toe. Right hand's reaching up. Legs are strong. And we're rotating our chest so that our chest is facing the wall in front of you. If your shoulder, like mine, is kind of crowding your ear, just roll the left shoulder back. Lots of little adjustments can be made in this pose. On an inhale, come on up. And then we're going to pivot to the front. So right toes point to the front. Left toes come in slightly, about a 45-degree angle. And then stretch your right fingers out towards the front of your mat. Left fingers reach out towards the back of your mat. Take that left hip, slightly push it back. Start to lean forward. And then when you can't go any further, lower the right hand down, left hand reaches up. Again, you can maybe rest your hand on your shin or maybe grab a block, or you can grab your big toe. And again, watch that bottom shoulder. If it starts to crowd your ear, roll it back. Left fingertips reaching towards the sky, pressing down with all four corners of that front foot. Thighs are engaged, legs are strong, chest is open, rolling that top shoulder back. Hold your belly in on your next inhale. Come on up nice and slow. And then we're gonna do a revolved triangle. So pivot to the back of your mat one more time. Left toes point towards the back, right toes turn in slightly. Left hand on your left hip, right hand reaches up. Square your hips. So draw the left hip back, right hip pulls forward. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, start to lean forward. Bring your right hand to the inside of your left foot. Maybe fingertips or press your palm into the floor. Reach your left hand up towards the sky. Hold it here. Shift your gaze up towards your left thumb. Keep drawing the left hip back. Squeeze your belly in. Come back to your breath. On your next inhale, nice and slow, come on up. Pivot to the front. So right toes are going to point towards the front of your mat. Left toes turn in slightly, about a 45-degree angle. Pull that right hip back this time. Left hip pulls forward. We're squaring our hips to the front of our mat. Right hand comes to your right hip. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. Keeping those hips squared, we're going to inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, start to forward fold, hinging at your hips. Lower the left hand down. You can place it on the inside of your right foot, maybe on the outside of your right foot, maybe coming up onto your fingertips or using a block. Right hand reaches up towards the sky. Pull the right hip back. Squeeze your belly in. Shift your gaze towards your right thumb. Pressing down through all four corners of that front foot. For 3, 2, and 1. All right, go ahead and come on up nice and slow. And then step your left foot up to the top of your mat. All right, side angle pose, big step to the left. Left toes point towards the back of your mat. Again, back toes are turned in about a 45-degree angle. We want to see a nice big deep bend in that front knee. So maybe you widen your stance just a little bit. We don't want our knee to go past our ankle. It's okay if it's not quite over our ankle, but we don't want it to go past our ankle. Deep bend in that front knee. Really ground down through all four corners of that front foot, and we're pressing down through the outer edge of that back foot. You can bring your left elbow to your left knee. Maybe your fingertips come to the mat. We're going to reach our right arm up and over, so our bicep is going to be by our ear. If you want to bring your left elbow to your left knee, go for it, but maybe keep your palm facing up. And don't let your hands just kind of like flop around. Bring some intention to your pose, okay? Hold it here nice and steady. You can tuck your chin slightly, shift your gaze up towards your thumbs. Belly squeezes in, legs are strong. And come on up. Switch sides. Turn those right toes towards the front of your mat. Deep bend in that front knee. Back toes are turned in about 45 degrees, and we're pressing through that outer edge of the back foot. Grounding down through that front foot. Take your time getting into this pose if you're kind of new to it, okay? All right, bring your right elbow to your right knee. Left hand can reach up and over, bicep by the ear. Pull your left shoulder back, open your chest to the side wall. Maybe bring your fingertips to the floor. If you have your elbow on your knee, just make sure that you've got your palm facing up. Fingertips are nice and tight, keeping some intention in this pose here. Gently tuck your chin, shift your gaze towards your left thumb. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come on up. Left toes turn to the back of your mat. We're just gonna move through a little twist here, okay? So come up on the ball of your back foot. Legs are nice and strong. Bring your right hand to the inside of your left foot. Okay, we're gonna twist from our belly, opening our chest to the left. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. For a nice twist. If that left knee is opening up to the left, just make sure you're hugging the left knee back in towards the center line of your body. And release that. Unwind. Come on up. Take it to the front. Right toes pointing towards the front of your mat. Back foot, you're going to spin onto the ball of your back foot. Left hand plants on the inside of your right foot. And then kind of lift your belly up and twist. Right hand reaches up towards the sky. Keeping those thighs engaged. Squeezing your legs. Driving that left heel back. Gaze up towards the sky. Maybe roll the left shoulder back if it's crowding your ear. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Come on out nice and slow. And then we're gonna step our left foot to the top of our mat. Woo! All right, let's move through some wide leg forward folds. So take a big step out to the left. Sides of the feet parallel to the front and back of your mat. Hands at your waist. Inhale, chest lifts. Roll the shoulders down. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your fingertips in line with your toes. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Keep a nice flat back here. So maybe this is it. Maybe this is as far as you go. That's great. Maybe you start to come down a little lower. Maybe crown of the head reaches towards the floor. If your head is on the floor, maybe walk your feet in slightly, or maybe if you want to, take a longer stance here. If your shoulders are crowding your ears, always roll your shoulders back. Okay, so up your back. Thighs are engaged, okay? Maybe you roll forward onto the balls of your feet just slightly. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist. Inhale, come on up to standing. Reach your arms out to the side. Bring your hands back to your waist on an exhale. Inhale, lift your chest. And then on an exhale, we're gonna forward fold and we're going to grab our big toes, just like we did earlier with Padangusthasana. Inhale, lift your chest, straighten through your arms. And then on an exhale, start to forward fold. Again, hinge at your hips, keep your back nice and flat. With each inhale, maybe come out slightly, find a little bit of length in your spine. Exhales move you a little deeper into the fold. And with our elbows bent, we want to create almost like a box shape. All right, so keep the wrist in line with your arm. So if your wrist is going like this, go ahead and straighten that out and then kind of make like a box shape here, depending on how deep you're moving into the fold, but keep those elbows bent. Top of the head reaching towards the floor. Relax your shoulders. On your next inhale, straighten through your arms. Exhale, hands at your waist. Inhale, rise up. Arms reach out. And then exhale, take a bind behind the back. So you can keep your hands at your low back, maybe straighten through your arms. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, start to forward fold. Again, you can keep your hands at your low back for this. If you want to move a little deeper, maybe take your hands away from your low back. Hug your ankles in towards each other. Thighs are engaged, okay? It's like you're trying to pull the center of your mat up. So really pull your feet together. Keep your legs active here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, step it to the front. Samasthiti. Okay, we're gonna move through some balancing poses now. So I want you to ground down through that left leg. So really press that foot firmly into the floor, okay? Standing leg is strong, and then start to bend into your right knee. Maybe you stay here, maybe you start to lift your leg. If you wanna move a little further, maybe taking your big toe with your index finger and thumb, and we're gonna drive our right hip back as we push our heel forward. See if you can pull your right shoulder back. You can keep your knee bent here. Keep that standing leg strong. If you fall out, you get right back in it. So we're gonna hold it here for a few breaths. Top of the head reaching up towards the sky. Keep your chest lifted. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, lower it down. Give it a nice shake. And then we're gonna do the opposite side. So ground down through that right leg, okay? Really press your foot into the floor. Standing leg is strong. Bend into that left knee. We start to lift your knee. If you wanna move on from here, you can take your index finger, middle finger, wrap it around your big toe. Thumb comes around the front. Pull the left hip back this time. Maybe bend your knee here. Pull your left shoulder back as well. Chest is lifted. Top of the head's reaching up. If you fall out, you get right back in. We'll hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. All right, lower it down, shake it out. All right, we're gonna hold Utkatasana now for a few breaths. So again, just like we did in the beginning, we want our toes together, ankles together, knees together, and we're gonna bend into our knees and sit nice and low. So if you start to bend into your knees and your butt starts to flip up, just kind of gently push your tailbone down towards the floor. We want our chest to stay lifted, and your arms can reach up. Maybe you grab a block, palms pressing into the block here. Maybe this is as far as you go. This is about as far as my shoulder rotation allows. Maybe you press your palms together. Okay, keep the chest lifted. Tailbone tucks. Pressing your feet into the floor. Toes are light. Hold it for 1, 2, and 3. Exhale, forward fold. Okay, let that one go. Okay, lift your chest. Jump or walk back, top of a push-up and lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, back foot spins flat, windmill your arms up, warrior B. Take a nice big deep bend in that front leg, just like we did in side angle pose. So maybe walk your right foot out to the side slightly, creating a nice stable base. Right fingertips reaching forward, left fingertips reaching back. Shift your gaze over your right shoulder. If you feel your upper body moving over your front leg, just reach back with your left fingertips. Hold it here. Chest is open to the side for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and reverse that. Windmill your hands down, take it through Vinyasa. And from downward facing dog, step your left foot forward. Spin the back foot flat, warrior B. Again, deep bend in that left knee. Pressing through the outer edge of that back foot. If your upper body starts to move over your left leg, reach back with your right fingertips. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze your belly in. We're going to hold this for 2 more breaths. Breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. And on your next inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down, step it back, take it through a vinyasa. Inhale up, and exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and come on down to your knees, take a child's pose. You can take your knees out wide, let your forehead rest on the floor, walk your fingertips out in front of you. Catch your breath, maybe take some big inhales in through your nose and then sigh it out your mouth on the exhale. And then from here, we're going to come on up through tabletop. We're just going to make our way into a comfortable seated position. All right, ground down through those sits bones. Press those thighs into the floor. Flex your feet, toes pulling back towards your face. Arms reach up overhead. And on an exhale, hinge from your hips, nice and slow, forward fold. So maybe your hands come to the outside of your feet. Maybe you rest your hands on your shin or your ankles. We want to find length in our spine on those inhales, and on exhales, maybe move a little deeper into the fold. But continue to focus on that flat back. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Maybe your nose rests in your shin or your forehead to your shins. Keep pressing your legs down. Inhale, lift your chest, straighten through your arms. Exhale, come on, sit up. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold one more time. Maybe this time interlace your fingers on the outside of your foot. Maybe you take your fingers on your big toes. Find length in your spine, straighten through your arms. Exhale, fold. Elbows can pop out to the sides. Or maybe you just want to round your spine here. And just relax your head. Let your head hang heavy here. Releasing all the muscles at the base of your neck. Letting go of any tension. If your hamstrings are tight, and be bending into your knees. And on an inhale, nice and slow, come on back up. All right, go ahead and bend into your right knee, sole of the right foot on the inside of the left inner thigh. If you've practiced with me before, you know I love Janu Shirshasana. I think this is probably my favorite asana of all time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. We want to drop our right shoulder down so that our chest is parallel with the floor. So if you start to rock over to the left, just drop that right shoulder down. The back side of your knee is pulling down towards the floor. Top of the head's reaching forward. Maybe your fingers are interlaced on the outside of your foot. Maybe your hands at your ankle or your shin. And find that slight twist here, keeping your chest parallel to the floor. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come on up, nice and slow, switch legs. So the left knee bends, sole of the left foot on the inside of your right inner thigh. Outside of your left knee is pulling down. Right leg is straight, toes curl back towards you. Take a slight twist over your right leg. Inhale, arms up, exhale, fold. Like always, find length in the spine on those inhales. Exhales, move a little deeper into the fold. Relax your shoulders and just breathe nice and slow. In through the nose, out through the nose. Crown of the head's reaching forward. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come on up nice and slow. All right, go ahead and release your left leg. Give it a little shake. All right, bend into that right knee. Sole of the right foot on the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Take a twist to the right. Right hand can rest on the floor. Maybe straighten into your right arm. Shift your gaze over your right shoulder. Keeping that left leg engaged. And we're twisting from our belly. Hold your belly in. And release that. Switch sides. Left knee bends. Gentle twist to the left. Shift your gaze over your left shoulder. It's so interesting the way we're different from side to side. I can't straighten my right arm out when I do this on the right side. Every body is different, even within our own bodies. It's fascinating. So keep those right toes pulling back. Keep that right thigh engaged. And release. All right, give it a little shake. And now we're going to hold boat pose. So you can start by bringing your hands behind you and lifting your legs up. Okay, maybe you stay here. Maybe you work on your balance. Keep your fingers in line with your shoulders, palms facing in. Keep your back nice and flat. Hold it here. Suck your belly in. Keep reaching out of your toes. Legs are nice and straight. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. All right, lower it down. Bring the soles of your feet together for Baddha Konasana. Bring your heels as close to your body as you can. Outside of your knees, pulling down towards the floor. Taking your thumbs to the inside of your feet. Fingertips wrap around the outside. And we're going to squeeze our elbows in towards our waist. Top of the head reaching up towards the sky as we sit up nice and tall. And on an exhale with a flat back, start to lean forward. All right, maybe, just maybe, your nose can make its way to your mat. Maybe you stay right here. This is about as far as I can make it in this pose, but it still feels so good. Top of the head reaching forward, relaxing our shoulders away from our ears and keeping your elbows hugged in towards your sides. Keeping those knees pressing down. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come on up. And now we're going to keep our legs where they're at, fingers where they're at, and we're going to round our spines. Lower your head down. Keeping those elbows hugged in. Feeling a nice stretch along your back, along your neck, letting your head hang heavy here. Knees pulling down for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come on up. All right. Extend your legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake. Make your way onto your back. All right, if you know me, I love a good bridge pose. So we're going to plant our feet, soles of the feet on the floor. Knees are bent. You can press your elbows into the floor here, and on an inhale, you're going to lift your hips. Okay? Keep your hips lifted. Squeeze your thighs. See if you can actually relax your glutes as you squeeze your knees towards one another. Hold it here. Chest is even lifted. Hips are lifted. And release. All right, we're going to do this 2 more times. Plant your feet. Arms can stay at your side. Inhale. Lift your hips. Roll your shoulders under your back. Maybe interlace your fingers. Pressing your hips up high. Back of the skull is pressing into the floor. Knees pull towards one another. And release nice and slow. Lower that down. We'll move through one more. Feel free to go through a bow pose if you'd like. If not, just move through one more bridge. Hips lift. Squeeze your belly in. Always have to remind myself of that one. Maybe your palms press into the floor. Maybe your elbows are pressing in. Squeezing your thighs. Chest is lifted. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, lower down. All right, from here, you can find a wall. Maybe run your legs up the wall, heels pressing towards the ceiling, and just hold this for about 5 breaths. If not, maybe you take a shoulder stand if that's in your practice. So if you have a shoulder stand, go ahead and come on up. Walk your elbows towards each other. Come on up to your shoulders. Toes are pointed. Keeping your feet together. And we're just going to hold this for 3 more breaths. Back of the skull's pressing into the floor. So it's creating some space between your chin and your chest. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Maybe drop your feet over for plow. If you have your legs up the wall, you can stay there. Maybe start to slowly come out. If you're in plow, keep your hips lifted. On your next exhale, start to slowly roll out. All right, go ahead and hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug. And then keep both knees bent, or maybe straighten your right leg. Drop your left knee over to the right. Take a twist. Maybe your left hand reaches out to the side. Ooh, this feels good. Gaze out over your left shoulder. Inhale, come on back up. Drop it over to the left so you can keep your left leg straight, right knee can bend. Shift your gaze over your right shoulder. And go ahead and release that. You can give yourself one more hug if you'd like, or maybe just set yourself up for Shavasana, our final resting pose. So you can take your feet about mat width distance, hands can be palm facing up, maybe take them out a little wider. Get some wiggles out. Maybe take a few nice big deep breaths in through your nose and then sigh it out your mouth on the exhale. Big deep belly fulls of breath, okay? And just start to let it go. Let go of any tension you may be feeling in your body. And you can stay here in Shavasana as long as you'd like, or as always, if you need to, you can get up and go about your day. But I really want to thank you guys for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed that class. Before I go, I want to take a moment and just say thank you to those of you who have gone to withchrissyyoga.com and made a small donation to help support me and my online classes. I love teaching and I really want to keep these classes going and I really want to keep them accessible to everybody. So any small donation really is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do all that other fun stuff. And you guys, thanks so much for practicing with me. I'll see you next time.